What's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Hey, today I want to talk about Larsa Pippen. She was in the news recently. She did an interview pretty much saying that she wish she didn't divorce or allow the divorce to happen with Scottie Pippen. And she can't find everything that she's looking for because she had it all with Scottie Pippen. Now, background. These two, Larsa Pippen, born in 74, Scottie Pippen, born in 65. You know what I'm saying? Remember those dates. Story goes, they started dating in 1990, but got married in 97. Then they had 4 kids. Scottie Pippen played for the Chicago Bulls, I think the Houston Rockets, or the Portland Trail Blazers. Won 6 championships with the Bulls, back with one of the greatest teams of all time. Playing with the greatest player of all time, with Michael Jordan. So now Scottie Pippen's in the Hall of Fame. Just came out with a book trying to knock over Michael. I don't, gets mad because he played second fiddle. But it kind of makes sense. Not really makes sense, but I see things a little different now just by saying that, because I think his wife the same way. Didn't like to play second fiddle to Scottie, so she had to get up out of there. They got separated, I think in 2016 the first time. Got back together, reconcile or whatever, and then end up, officially separated in 2008. Well, starting the divorce proceedings in 2018, and then the divorce was finalized in 2021. Once Larsa and Scottie separated, she was known to be dating Future. She said it wasn't really nothing but a friendship. Yeah, I guess. But that embarrassed Scottie Pippen back in the day. Future out there making songs about her. Shows you where her head is. That she just, did she get married too young? It could have been. You know how people say, "Oh man, you was only married to one person, only dated one person. You ain't been out here. You don't know how it is out here. You don't know what it's like out here in the in the dating world or whatever." But truth be told, you shouldn't have to know. You don't need to know what's in the dating world, because you pretty much got everything you need at home, but you don't. But because of internet, you can see entertainment worldwide. You can see how everybody else is living all over the world. You can kind of get curious about what's really out there. Yeah, I got a man that's tall, dark, handsome, deep voice, athletic, making millions, living good, kids are taken care of, everything I need, I'm taken care of, but yet I feel I just can't take it, and it's not good enough. Well, I won't say it's not good enough, but it's just something in the relationship just ain't right. And so we got to call it quits, argue too much, no counseling, no thinking like, hey, we got four kids, we got a beautiful family, let's find some way to work this out. Just get off the grid or whatever. But no, when you best friends with Kim Kardashian, I'm quite sure that plays a role, an influence on the decision that you make. But anyway, let's get into the story. Oh, like I said, dated Future, and then was known to date another basketball player. I don't know his name, but he played overseas. And then you dated, what's his name, Michael Beasley. That he's like little. Both of these last two dudes like little boy, and Future too. Young, and you trying to date. And that's that's normally what you see when an older woman is out there dating. Most of the time, it's not. I don't think it's that they have to date a younger guy. I think it's that they want a younger guy to make them feel younger. Just like an older guy would date a younger female, younger girl, a younger woman, just to try to make himself look and feel young and look good. Because he got the eye candy on the side and on his side. So. You know what I'm saying? Women probably think the same thing. And I don't care what nobody say. Women are more sexual than what they try or what has been portrayed over time. And you can thank the internet for that, for us to seeing that. You know, because but you know how what Ludacris said in the song. You know, you want to lay in the street and the freak in the bed. It's like you don't want the whole world to know what your woman can and will do. You know, but these women are putting this stuff out there, and you're starting to realize, like these women, they like getting it in just as much, as not more, than men. Now, it may not be with you, but they have sexual needs too. But anyway, like so, let me get in this story and let's break this down real quick. So this is from People magazine, and it says Larsa Pippen admits it's quote unquote hard to date because she compares new partners to ex-Scottie. And that's the thing. When you got it good and you don't know it, once you get out there and try to find something else, you start to realize that very few, if any, if at all, can compare to the one who had it all. So it says Larsa Pippen admitted that she had a great relationship with Scottie and hasn't found a new partner that checks all other boxes her ex-husband did. So you had a great relationship with the guy. So why'd you get a divorce if it was so great? I know you have problems, but man, she probably, you know, just say you never miss a good thing until it's gone. So the Real Housewives of Miami star explained how no one she's dated has lived up to her ex-husband, Scottie Pippen. That let you know that if she could have him back, she'd go back. In a conversation on Melissa Gorga's On Display podcast, Larsa, 48, gave an update on her dating life and where she stands with her ex. Quote, I feel like I am kind of mentally in a place of like I was married to a really famous guy that was really cute, that had a good body, and that was really successful, that gave me 4 gorgeous kids, she said. So where the hell are you gonna find a guy that can like fill in? It doesn't have to be all those boxes, but like a few of those boxes. Now she named about what, 4 or 5 boxes, and she said these dudes can't even fill a few. She added, it's kind of hard. I thought it was going to be easier, to be honest with you. You know why I thought it was going to be easier? Again, you hang around Kim Kardashian, you hang around the Kardashians, and they got you fooled. See, those girls have been plotting and planning since the beginning. I mean, you have to think about it. Your friend became famous through a sex tape. Through a sex tape, she became famous, got a name out there. Now, she was friends with another socialite, Paris Hilton, who had a lot of money. But she became famous. No, Paris Hilton put out a sex tape too, I think, afterwards. But this guy here became famous off a sex tape. And you see all the people she dated. You know, then she married Kanye. You don't know what's wrong with that dude. They had a bunch of kids. And now she's divorced, and now she's back out in the streets. Oh, and speaking like say about women being sexual, even Kim Kardashian said herself, when she got a divorce, she contacted this, what's that last dude that she dated? I can't think of his name, little Peter something, whatever his name, a little goofy looking dude. But she said that she only did it because she was DTF. I mean, she was down to, you know, do whatever, do, because she had wants and needs. Like I say, women are a lot more sexual than you want to give them credit for. They ain't all sitting back there reading the Bible, teaching Sunday school class. Not at all. Larsa and Scottie, now 56, first married in 1997. They finalized a divorce in December, 3 years after filing for the split. The ex-couple shared 4 children, Scottie Jr., Preston. Scottie Jr. is 21, Preston 20, Justin 17, and daughter Sophia at 14. They said of her future relationship goals, Larsa admitted she may have to lower her standards. Once I started dating, I'm like, I'm going to have to come to the realization that I'm not going to get it all. I had a great run. I had a great relationship. You know, I was married for 23 years. Dude, when you married that dang long, ooh, you know, you might want to hold on to that one. While Larsa speaks highly of her former marriage to Gorga, 43, she hasn't always been totally positive when it comes to Scottie. During the February episode of Real Housewives of Miami, Larsa says Scottie acts as the Punisher, quote unquote, when they don't see eye to eye. She claimed when a disagreement about her home arose, Scottie said Larsa would have to send Sophia to Los Angeles against her wishes. I was traumatized. Larsa said, if he doesn't get his way, he punishes me. He's like the Punisher. Before the divorce filed in 2016, a pair of audio recordings from Larsa were released in which she called 911 to report Scottie being aggressive, quote unquote. At the time, Scottie's lawyer, Robert G. Stanley, explained the recordings in a statement to People. Mr. Pippen is aware that some members of the press have obtained the 911 recordings recently made by Miss Pippen. While these recordings speak for themselves, Miss Pippen did not make any allegations of physical violence by Mr. Pippen, she said. Although Mr. and Mrs. Pippen both had public personas, their divorce is a private matter. Mr. Pippen requests that the press respect his privacy and that of his family during this time. So let me give a summary of how I felt what probably happened. They get into it. Like I said, you got a woman who pretty much has no power over this man, been submissive all this time. And again, you hanging around people who shows their alpha maturity as women in their relationships, in their lives, in their businesses, what have you. They pretty much, run things or want to perceive like they're on top. You don't have that kind of control over this man. Y'all get into an argument, what you gonna say? You can't make no rules. You still young. You said y'all was young. You 9 years younger than this dude when y'all got married. So it's ain't nothing really changed. He probably see you as that same little girl that he dated and married 23, 30 years ago. That y'all met 1990s, or 32 years ago y'all started dating. I mean, just saying. So he probably still see you as that same person. He ain't gonna change. You ain't gonna change. So eventually, well, you will change because you're getting older and maturing more. So there will be some clashes. There's always some disagreements or arguments in the marriage. But what you thought is you were gonna control him when you call 911. Big 6'7", 6'8" dude, a little bitty self. You didn't say he touched you, so I don't think he was physically violent. He was just aggressive, probably yelling at you, probably did some kind of threats, like you said, sent somebody out of town against your wishes. But he's a man. He pay all the bills. He's running. It's his house. He's a king. Some things you just got to agree with. Not saying that you just got to, roll over and die, but some things you just got to go with, and let that be the reason. So I'm thinking she probably just called 911 because, she felt there was nothing else to do. You got to take it. When you're losing, you got to take it to that next level. You know what I'm saying? To try to get control of the situation. So she just called 911 and they was getting divorced, and she probably wanted some evidence. Somebody probably told her to call 911, when y'all get into it. So she can get some evidence against him. So in these proceedings, things will look better on her side. But I guess undoubtedly it didn't work out that way. And so, like I said, they still end up getting divorced, and I don't know the specifics of the divorce or whatever. But my thing is this: like I say, you get time, you got the ability to make choices. That's one of the benefits of being a human. The Most High, if 99% of us can make our own choices, own decisions. She made a choice when she was young, and she was like, they started dating when she was like 16. I'm quite sure that her parents knew about it. I mean, they was married for 23 years. Had 4 kids. So I'm sure that her family had no issue with it. So my point is, you had grown people involved that helped you make choices to getting married to this man and live a good life, because basically that's what everybody knows. That's what everybody wants. All women want to live a good life, all the way around. But she thought that when she was going to get out there and she was going to meet somebody close to Scottie Pippen. Well, close to having all the attributes of Scottie Pippen. No. I mean, what the NBA have? Not even, what, 12 players a team? And you got, what, 30 teams? That's not a lot of people in this world. And you're talking about billions of men in the world. And only a few, something like a 1% or top 10% of all men make, no, I say like maybe like 1%, 5% of men make the money that Scottie done made and still probably making. And you think you're gonna go out there, because it's the lifestyle. That's the number one thing that she's gonna be missing, is that lifestyle. It's the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Now that's why she's on that Real Housewives show. Them women only do that so they can get, to get out there, to get facial recognition. That's all. They're not doing it for the money. They're not doing it because they, want to sit there and tell all their business and, for therapy and stuff. No, they doing it so they can get their name out there, get recognition, so they can build a brand. Can't knock them for it. If your husband or your baby dads or whoever signed off on it, more power to all y'all. But them shows ain't nothing but shows that just, that just beat men to death. Try to make men look terrible. And so I guess she thought she was gonna go that route. She said she thought it was gonna be easy to find a dude like that. Dude, you dated. It's a different era. See, Scottie Pippen grew up with his family. Let's just say that. He grew up with a mother and father, big family. He understands, the importance of family, taking care of. Cause I think he either went in the draft or signed a certain contract because of some issues that his dad was having health-wise. So he's on that ilk. You understand? He's about family and taking care of people. You call yourself going out here and date Future. This man got more babies and more baby mamas than law allowed. And you can see that sometimes him and his, I think one of his kids went to jail for shooting somebody. But you've heard baby mamas talk about. Hell, he had a baby with Future. With Sierra. You know what I'm saying? And Russell Wilson take care of that boy more than Future do. What else? You dated 2 basketball players, but they young. They're younger. Like I say, it's a different era. These youngsters now, a lot of them are raised by like single parents. Emotional people. Don't have a lot of male role models in their family. And let me tell you, can't knock all single women, because look at LeBron James. LeBron James grew up with his mom was young, had him, grew up in a single family, but for somewhere, and this is where I think LeBron James really need to speak on it. Yes, I know your mom, quote unquote, raised you, but we also know that he lived at other people's houses too. That's how it go when you like a real good athlete as a kid. It's the story happens all the time. There's a kid down here in Texas, I think, a couple years back, was killed, beat up by a teammate, and coming to find out that they was all staying in his house, claiming his residence to be able to play basketball at a certain school. And his mom lived out the district or whatever, but they had to stay there. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get over on the system. I'm not sure what ended up happening with that situation, but so I'm saying, it happens all the time that, when it comes to athletics, and these youngsters, man, these schools will do everything they can to get the best team, get the best players on the team. Hell, I went to school with cats that went to high school I went to, they ended up transferring to another school, and won like 2-3 state championships. Because that's just how it goes. What I'm saying is, LeBron need to tell his whole story. He may not want to, but that dude got some kind of foundation somewhere of understanding on how to take care of business, on how he's been with the same girl since high school, which probably helps a lot. They got a beautiful family. This man is damn near, if not a billionaire right now, still playing ball. Just signed a contract extension with the Lakers. Just damn near almost $100 million for 2 years. Dude, See, a brother like you can teach a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can show these youngsters a lot on how to teach the next generation how to follow in your footsteps, because you know LeBron's like a positive role model, real positive. Like I say, he had a single mother, but you know there had to been other influences other than his mom, because I know that his mom, he did not live with his mom all the time. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, like I say, Larsa, these young guys, it's just different, man. Dudes ain't really trying to, number one, here's the problem. Dudes ain't really trying to follow in the footsteps of Scottie Pippen. They know they can't. So there's an intimidation factor. But they'll do like Future, you know what I'm saying, think they're doing something, then rap about it, make themselves feel big. But dude, he probably wrote the song because Larsa probably compared him to Scottie Pippen. And he probably felt some type of way. I mean, it's just the way dudes do, man. You know, we try to piss on a hydrant, piss on a tree, you know what I'm saying, to mark our territory. But you still bringing up this old dude. But they was married for 23 years, dude. So they've been together for like damn near 30 years. So you can't really knock them for doing it. So, and everybody else after that, like she said herself, she compares everybody to Scottie. If you're gonna do that, and then she's saying she's gonna have to lower her standards. Your standards were created by your ex-husband. You didn't create them standards. You didn't know what standards were. Not on that level, because you was a baby. You was young when you got married. And now you divorced, now you say, I got these standards. Man gotta be like this. And you go out there and try to find it. And that's why a lot of women mess around, end up dating, you know, a new dude every 2 weeks or every month. And now, you know, every month now, you know, you sleeping with dude all the time and your body can't grow because you trying to find something that you probably will not find. So I wouldn't call it lowering standards. It's just more like changing expectations. That's what you should call it. Yeah, changing expectations. Because there's not too many people, although, you know, you was around a lot of NBA ballers, ain't a whole lot of people 6'4", 6'5", 6'7". Ain't a lot of them, especially healthy. Ain't a lot of us out here making millions upon millions of dollars dribbling the basketball. A lot of us ain't out here able to afford to put you in big mansions and 4 kids, and they probably all went to private school and then let you do what you want to do. So it's not lowering standards. Like I said, you gotta change the expectations of life. Get you a regular guy. Find you a regular guy. Now you might can find, you know, but you know what? Ladies, I'm gonna end it on this. She may just find a guy that may have money and to take care of her. You know what I'm saying? He might be an older guy. Well, she was married to an older guy, so she's used to that. But she might be able to do it. A lot of you ladies won't be able to do it. You know why? Because the difference is she's in those circles. A lot of y'all women, y'all want these quote unquote high value men, but you're not in the circles of high value men. You're in the circles of regular cats or street dudes or whatever, you know, blue collar workers. You know, you're not out there in the circles of millionaires, multi-millionaires, athletes, famous people, business owners. Those are the circles you got to get into. So, when you try to compare yourself to Larsa or Kim Kardashian, anybody else like that, understand where you at. We're talking about a woman here who had it all and gave it up for whatever reason. Y'all don't have it all, and you trying to get there. She done been to where you're trying to get to. But anyway, let me get out of here. Like I say, you make choices. The grass is not always greener on the other side. If you got a good man, if you got a good woman, you know, you compare the good and the bad, not the glitter and the glam. What was that? I saw this thing where I used to watch I still watch the Andy Griffith Show all the time. But I remember somebody put a post up on Instagram or Facebook. The one of the episodes where this old dude, which was Jed, he was actually Jed Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. He was like a bum, you know, grifter, riding on trains. He met Opie. That's back in the day when your kids play anywhere and they meet these old homeless people. And they just, you know, whatever, playing the homeless people. But and you didn't worry about it because everybody's all cool and nice and you left the doors open all night. But anyway, there was a clash with Andy Griffith and I'm just gonna say Jed over Opie because Andy felt that Jed was a bad influence on Opie. And so they would bring Jed into the jail. You know, he get arrested for loitering or whatever the case, stealing. And Jed tried to tell Andy, you know, why don't you let the youngin make his own choices in life or how he want to live. Now Opie's like what, 8, 6, 7, 8 at the oldest. And Andy said, that's not gonna work around here. He said, as a matter of fact, because if you let a kid make his own decisions, he's gonna jump at the first shiny thing that he see. And before he realized there's a hook in it, it's too late. And that's the thing. So that's how you gotta look at the world. Everything that glitters ain't gold. You know what I'm saying? Fish should be good, just catfish, send the bottom. Just, you know, just eating off the bottom, you know, just continue to be a bottom feeder. Cause you come up and something is shining, you know what I'm saying? But you don't see it all the time. Don't just jump at it. You gotta look at it, study. Now I know some fish who can sit there and play with a hook. You know, I done put bait out there and them sun guns will eat your bait off your line and not even get, you know what I'm saying, and not even get hooked. So they, like I said, those fish are smart and they done learn the game. They done seen the other ones get caught up and they like they ain't finna get caught up. So that's how you gotta be in life. With that being said, tell me what you think. Think Larsa should have stayed with Scottie? Think they should have stayed together? I mean, as a family, you want your family to stay together. You know, you got 4 kids, man. There's really nothing out there for you, man. It really ain't. Just do like, you know, some of the scriptures say, and be a family. Period. Stop trying to go out there and hang with these socialites and these single people. Cause that ain't get you nowhere. Cause then when you get ready to settle back down, Larsa, in about 5, 10 years, and you still out there trying to do what you're doing now, I mean, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna wish you still had it. Alimony, child support or not. Hell, child support will be gone pretty soon, but I mean, you're gonna wish you still had that lifestyle. You're gonna wish you still had the family together, period. I mean, that's just life. But anyway, like I said, tell me what you think. Think they should have stayed together? You think she's missing Scottie? Think she want to get back with him? You know what I'm saying? Leave your comment below and then share it with the world. With that being said, I leave you in peace. And I'll see you on the other side.